What's up? I've been watching World Cup edits. I haven't watched a single match yet, but I'm watching like the Curacao, Cape Verde, Spain, Germany highlights. I'm obsessed. Today was great. Today was like a lock-in work day. I locked in. I did like 6 hours of my part-time job. I did photo workshop stuff, and then I was editing some photos, sent off client photos, and then just editing some friends' photos. I was trying to learn some Photoshop tutorials. Took my brother on a walk. We picked up lunch because I was like, I have no energy. I was like in the thick of it, so I was like, let's go get some fresh air because the weather was nice today. And then we ended the day with a little sunset by just watch the sunset. And that was really lovely. We got some smoothies and then came back, finished editing some photos. And yeah, that was today. Tomorrow, I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Also did laundry today, which is great. My brother also, like, I give him daily tasks, like a to-do list of things to do, like apply for scholarships, apply for jobs, all that stuff. So he was also busy for like half the day doing some things. I'm trying to teach him work hard, play hard. He's been learning a lot. I'm working on his stuff. We're working on getting him to be an adult. But I am really proud of him. So tomorrow, definitely want to reward him and myself by going outside and like doing some activities. So I gotta figure that out in the morning. Ideally, I'd be waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. because I want to crank out a good amount of work so that we can like spend the day out. And then I have a meeting at 4:30. And then when I just like, we're gonna have an activity. We're doing trivia night tomorrow night with my boyfriend and his friends and my brother. So like trying to like figure out the balances of how I'm gonna manage the week. So yeah, so I'm excited and hopefully I get to watch the Senegal and France match tomorrow. But yeah, feeling good about things. And I think I caught up on a lot of stuff today. I feel like I need like one more full day of working to feel caught up. But I think I'm at a much better place now. So, yeah, I just have to really, like, lock in, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll a little bit more. I should go to bed, but I'm just loving these videos. And I will see you tomorrow. It's almost 1 a.m. I fully was about to fall into dream sleep state. Oh my God, I didn't do this. I didn't do it yesterday too. I could not really tell you what we did yesterday. I literally couldn't tell you what we did. Oh, I think I worked in the morning. And then went to the Natural Museum of History, which was fun. I've been there many times, and it was my first time on the dinosaur floor. That shit was crazy. They had a dinosaur all the way from the one side to the other. Hell no. As my brother said, they needed to go. But that was fun. He took a lot of photos. He's an artist. So he took a lot of photos for inspiration. So it was lovely. And then we did something else before that. Oh, we picked up film. No, we dropped off film. Picked up and dropped off film. Then we went to the Museum of History. Then we went to a cafe because I had a meeting for photo workshop. And that has been going so well. That's been going so smooth. We're just so much more in sync. And I'm really, really proud that I vocalized, like, hey, I think we need to do this and split our work more evenly. And my friend's such a receptive person and took that feedback to heart. So very glad I did that. Even though it was like a brief momentary cause of like discomfort in voicing that. And then, oh my gosh, while we were at the cafe, there was a mice, little tiny mouse, in the cafe. So I was like trying not to freak out while I was on the call. It was so funny. Everyone was just chill about it. And then after that, we explored Chinatown in Little Italy. That was on his list. He wanted to go visit a Buddhist temple, but it was closed, so we just went on the outside of it, and then we walked to this ice cream place he had on his list, and then we walked through Little Italy, and then we met up with my boyfriend and his cousin's girlfriend at a trivia night bar, so we did that, and we came back. And then today, I had, just at the break of the morning, I had a whisk and freelancer photographer workshop virtual from noon to 4. So that was really insightful, and I was editing photos while I was listening to that. I made a lot of progress this week on like part-time job stuff. And then I went straight down to Williamsburg. I left my brother at home and I went to do a gig with On, which is really dope. It was just following a run club that was like running with the demo shoes, and then they came back and like had like refreshments. But I met, so here's actually, the workshop was amazing, and I learned about spec shoots, which I hadn't known about before. And it's so interesting because he was like, think of all the things that you've done, Paul, the educator on the workshop, think of all the things that you've done that like have led to other things, right? So he was talking about how he did one spec shoot with one beverage brand that led him to like thousands of dollar contracts with other drink brands. So I was thinking about this one where with Run Club, I just showed up with my camera one day, took photos for fun to try out a technique, and that ended up getting published in a book magazine with this running group. And then that led to Run Club NARC calling me more and more, and as they got budget with bigger brands, they're hiring me like I'm their go-to person. And for an event that they wanted covered, like just a run, I like brought the big light out because I just wanted to test it out, and just took some photos for fun. Like it was for the client, but with Run Club, they're so loose on like, we trust you, like, you know, here are general stuff we want, and then we want you to do your own thing. And so I took these photos with the light, and it was so fun. That ended up catching the attention of the rep that the Run Club worked with for On. And he's like, yeah, I'd love to hire you for smaller gigs. So I started doing smaller gigs. And anyway, all this to say, that connection came from this like roundabout way of me just showing up with my camera at Run Club. So I thought that was pretty cool. Not necessarily spec shoot from my understanding of a spec shoot, but just like putting yourself out there. So that's great. But that was really fun. I walked out like decked out in On gear. They were like, please. And it was so fun. Okay, so we have a book club at Outlandish, the store that I work at part-time. And as community, I am a creative and community manager. And so part of my job is like managing the existing programming, which is the bi-monthly hikes that happen twice a month, and then monthly book club on top of developing new activations and partnerships. So the activations and partnerships have been like slowly coming together, but this is my first book club that I'm experiencing, and I just finished reading the book where I have like a couple more pages. It's On Witness and Despair by Jasmine Ward. So good. I cannot wait to read the rest of her books. And I was like, you know, it'd be interesting because I have to go pick up the wine and like get the snacks on top of managing the back end. I was like, wait, what if like I made the snacks like related to the books that we read? Because I also had this idea of like, what if we, you know, promo and connect the book club to the store of like, here's outfits that, you know, are inspired by this book, whether it's the book cover or whatever, anyway. So I was reading the book, and there's a lot of beautiful imagery, just stunning writing, and a lot of imagery connected to food and connections and memories connected to food. So I would like wrote down the quotes where specific food items were referenced that would work well as snacks, and I was like, I need to source these. So essentially they were pecan candy, pound cake with butter, potato chips, strawberries were like the main things that I read. So I wrote down the quote that referenced those food items, and I was like, okay, I have a small budget, where am I going to source these? So all this to say, I left the gig at On, it was Williamsburg, right? And I was like, I remember, mind you, tomorrow's book club. So I was like, I need to figure out, tomorrow's packed, so I was like, I need to figure out like the most efficient way for me to source this stuff within budget. Ideally it would have been like from black owned or small, but whatever, like I'll think about it longer for the next one. Anyway, so I was like, I remember Martha's bakery thing that's open late is around the corner, because usually bakeries close early, right? But I know that they open late because I've been there like in late hours. So I was like, my service has run out, like my data, high-speed data has run out. So I was at a Thai restaurant picking up dinner, and it wasn't loading. So I was like, I'm just gonna go, like, because the menu's not loading on my site. So I go, and I'm like, do you guys have pound cake? And they had a whole loaf. And I was like, yes. And then tell me why I look up at the board, and guess what they have? They have Mississippi mud pie slices. I was like, what are the odds? Because the book is really heavily tied to Mississippi, where the author's from. It's like, oh my gosh. And I had Mississippi, like in general, I was gonna look for like Mississippi snacks, but this was perfect. It was Mississippi. I was like, what? So then I'm like, okay. So I'm asking the lady on the other side, like, you know, what's in it, so I can write down the ingredients for allergies. She goes, by the way, the slices are usually $9, but they're $4 right now. I was like, what? So I bought 2 for the price of 1 slice and the loaf of pound cake, which were the 2 hardest things that I would have had to find. I also would love to find pecan candy. I just don't know where I would find that. Yeah. So yeah, all I have left is to pick up some strawberries and probably like some fruit, and then some hummus and crackers for folks who may be like allergic to nuts or gluten-free. But isn't that wild? Like, if I hadn't done that gig, I wouldn't have been in that area to go literally across the street, go to the bakery and find these items. I told my brother that, and he was like, wow, if it was me, I would have looked around and waited for the other shoe to drop. He's a funny kid. I feel bad that I didn't take him outside today. This is the first day he's been inside all day, but that's like how his life is back in North Carolina. He's pretty homebody indoors. This is the most active I think he's probably ever been. So I think it was good for him to stay inside. I've been giving him tasks every day. So today he had to like make an artist statement, research portfolio websites to where he can host a portfolio. I had him make a CV, update his resume, and like update his LinkedIn on top of apply to 10 scholarships. So tomorrow I'm gonna review all that stuff, give him any notes and feedback, and then have him start making his website, because he's switched to an art major, which I'm very proud of him for doing. Anyway, so I've been trying to keep him like busy. I'm trying to teach him like work hard, play hard. I think he's really seen that, where I like grind, and then like at the end of each day or second half of the day we go do something fun, or the weekends are packed. So I'm just trying to teach him that discipline, you know, in order to play hard, you gotta work hard. So that's been going well, but I'm really excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very heavy part-time job day, where I just have a lot of meetings and like check-ins with the team, and then I'm gonna go to the store for a meeting with a sales associate and like record some content, then like get dinner and check on my brother, who I'm leaving at the library, because he had found some books, some comics to read last time, but we were busy that day and we didn't want to carry books, so he's gonna go to the library and hang out while I'm at the store, and then I'll go pick him up, we'll have dinner, and then take him back to the store book club. So we'll be out there for a minute, and then Friday begins the Juneteenth festivities, so I'm just trying to wrap tomorrow morning. The goal, I have an alarm set for 5 a.m. It's 1 o'clock. I doubt I'm gonna wake up, but aspirationally I'd like to be up at least by 7 so that I can do a re-edit request for headshots for a client, send out these photos from today, and send 2 more rounds of photos for friends that I took in a studio. I sent 2 of them today. Send those out, and then I'm done with photo edit stuff. And then I also need to do some photo workshop stuff, and then that way I don't have to like rush, and I can like relax a little bit on Friday. The things are always going to be something to do, always. So yeah, I'm just trying to make Friday as like light as possible work-wise, because we're going to be spending the whole day outside to celebrate Juneteenth. So that's what life's been about. I felt good to run today. I'm surprised I was able to. I'm running months. I've also picked my dates out for when I'm going to do my solo retreat. I don't know if I've talked about that. I can talk about that another time because I need to go to bed. It's already been yapping for 12 minutes. So hopefully I remember to check in tomorrow. And hopefully one day these see the light of days, because at this point I think I'm a month behind on episodes. Oops. But at least I'm still recording. Artist Way, on the other hand, that has stopped. Part of me is like, do I have to start all over again? Or can I just pick up where I left off? And I think I'm going to pick up where I left off. Anyway, I will see you when I see you. Hello. Hi. I brought my laptop in bed today. I'm editing a video, actually. Today was Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I got, actually, a feature on Visco. The curator selected my work for Juneteenth. I didn't submit to it or anything, which I thought was cool. I did email them. I was like, just want to clarify, who is this for? Because I don't want to take up space because of, like, the history of the holiday. And they're like, no, it's inclusive to African Americans and Black Americans. And I was like, okay. And so I made my post about it, and just making sure to acknowledge what is often not acknowledged, which is Black Americans are the reason why Black immigrants and diasporas can exist in the U.S. because of the Civil Rights Movement, and we reap a lot of the benefits that they've had to fight for. I feel like sometimes that's not acknowledged in Pan-African diasporic conversations. So it was very important to me to make that distinction. It was also why it felt very important to me to, like, ask them who this was meant to be for, in case there was a misunderstanding or anything. But yeah, a lot of my work, primarily the majority of my work over the past 8 years, has been about celebrating the Black diaspora and specifically acknowledging and representing and documenting Black Americans, or African Americans. It's in my understanding of it, it's interchangeable in the way that the language is used and who it refers to. Anyway, so it was Juneteenth, celebrate Juneteenth. It was so great. My brother and I went to a studio museum. He had that on his list, and so we went there, which was great. Got to see the terrace, which I hadn't seen before because it was closed. And it was actually, fun fact, designed by Studio Zode, which is owned by an architect named Zode, and she is, or Sada Zode, I believe. She's Ethiopian. So I got the chance to meet her, actually. I photographed her at an event once a couple months ago. So I thought that was really cool. I was like, wow, history, connection. So we went there, and then we tried to go to Sylvia's, but it was a 2-hour wait. So then we went to Red Rooster, and it was a 30-minute wait. But then I was looking at the menu, like 2 pieces of chicken and like mashed potatoes were $35. I was like, no, we're going to the Shake Shack. So we went to Shake Shack. No, actually, I think we tried somewhere else, and the line was long again. So we just went to Shake Shack, and I was so hungry, but we got some food. And then we went to Riverbank State Park, because that's where Soapbox Presents was doing their Harlem Juneteenth programming. And it was so lovely, and I joked with my brother, like, how many people do you think I'd run into? Because it's been a thing where all over the city, at the most random places, I've been running into people, and he's been witnessing it. And he was like, probably a lot. And I was like, yeah, probably one person. I kid you not, like, I couldn't go 10, 15 minutes without somebody walking up and be like, oh my gosh, hi, from different parts of my life. One person, I think it's her, because she was like, oh my gosh, Hannah? And we were just, like, passing by. I'm pretty sure she's, like, a little girl that I grew up with. Ran into someone from school who I hadn't seen, ran into run club friends, ran into... oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, ran into other friends. Yeah, ran into so many people. I forgot to, like, text them again. So many people. But it was so fun. I had my Joe Greer double strap camera strap that I totally forgot I bought during Black Friday last year, November. And I just hadn't, I don't know why I hadn't used it yet, but I put that on, and it was so lovely. So I had my film camera on the short stock, and then short strap, and my digital camera on the long strap. And my film camera, my friend Baron gifted me with the 50mm which was so sweet. Lens. My 28mm broke, and I really want to get another 28mm because I just love that look for film. I just love that lens in general. So I have a 28mm on my digital, so I was like, okay, this will compensate for it. But then I started doing video on the digital because the scenes were just so moving to me. So I took some portraits on film and handed out a lot of business cards. And then I took a lot of video clips with no idea what I would do with it. I was just like, felt moved to do so. My brother, I'm learning, is not a big crowd, enjoy the vibe person. So he ended up going to chill at the track for like 2 hours, basically an hour and a half, while I was going around doing my thing. Almost finished a roll. I think I have a couple frames left. So then we came back, and I just started I dropped all the stuff in Premiere. I had no clue what I was doing, so I just like was organizing them, and then had some ideas, and it's come together to a really beautiful, beautiful piece that's like, you're just gonna have to see it. But I'm about to finish it. I want to finish it. I just want to work on the sound and then export it and probably post and share tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lot of Brooklyn Juneteenth programming. But because it seems to not be my brother's vibe, I don't know if we'll just stay inside low-key. I just really want a day of rotting. But he only has like 4 more days left, so maybe that won't be what we'll do. I gotta figure out what we'll do. But I did want to do some Juneteenth stuff tomorrow too, so we'll see, because I'm at least trying to just finish my roll of film so I can drop it off. Yeah, so that was today, so it was really cool to just see. I think it was fun with like using my video on my camera. It looks so good. I didn't even have to color grade anything, so I really want to use that more and just like, yeah, just use it more if I'm trying to make a film next year. Like, I need to get used to it more. I also decided on my dates for my solo retreat. I was like trying to plan that in, and so yeah, I planned that. I just have to figure out where I'm going. Like, is it upstate? Is it a different state? And it's probably gonna come down to like, I just have to do a bunch of research. I also delivered photos today. I think I have one more person's photos to edit, which is a friend's headshots, and that's it on the editing front. I don't have to do anything until I get my phone photos back. I don't think I have a gig. No, I don't have a gig lined up for photo anytime soon. So now I can finally focus on photo workshop and Studio Roots proof of concept planning stuff, because I'm meeting next week. Oh fuck, I think I'm like Monday and Tuesday for that. Honestly, yeah, low-key tomorrow maybe a stay inside day. I just really want to read. Anyway, I've been reading this really good book, Master of Gin. A friend actually recommended it to me like 2 years ago, and it was just always on the wait list, I think. It's really good. I really like the way that things are weaved in really well. However, I did figure out the plot. Once again, I clocked who the villain was instantly. So I was impressed by that, but I was impressed by everything else. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this video. It's like probably 2 in the morning at this point. We do have to go to the store tomorrow, actually. Okay, let me finish this off.